This is the Bunny Slippers Are Evil Job Seekers Call-In Show. And now, a word from our sponsors. Evil Bunny Consulting is the job search alternative to expensive outplacement. For more information, go to bunnyslippersareevil.com. Let 3dresumes.net turn your resume into a webpage with a customized domain for 12 months for only $30. Help hiring managers and recruiters find you and make your resume available 24/7 and get a free professional email address just for your job search. You can see my online resume at tyronegriffin.com, and to get your own, go to 3dresumes.net. If you are thinking or about to look for a job in today's world, you will find a new reality in the job search process. The world has changed. Job search today is much more complicated than 5 years ago. Volumes of resumes, more applicant screening systems, depersonalized applications, panel interviews, team hiring, long complicated applications, branding and social media. Yes, the world has changed. But have you? Are you still trying yesterday's approach? Why struggle and miss out on today's opportunities? Career Oyster is here to help. Great coaches, the latest resources, unique strategies, person-tailored to your job search. Find out the new reality and how you can prevent costly mistakes. To register for a free 45-minute private lesson with Howard Caddy, go to careeroyster.com. Find the facts now. You'll be glad you did. Remember their motto, the world is your oyster, be the pearl. Well, good morning, good afternoon. Today is Saturday, December 29th, 2018, and this is the special crossover event for the Bunny Slippers Are Evil Job Seekers podcast and the Secret Math of Money. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. I've been away for a minute. As I said, when I had something to say, I would come back and say it. So I had something to say. Now, first, why are we doing this crossover event? Because today's topic is the new commencement speech. These are the speeches, this is the speech that we should be giving our graduates now. So, and this speech touches on money as well as jobs. So it's appropriate to have this as a crossover between the two podcasts. So without further ado, thank you again for tuning in. So we are now, you'll be able to see this besides here on Facebook Live. This will also be available on Blog Talk Radio and iTunes, in our YouTube channels, and now it will also be available in Spotify on both of the channels for this podcast. So if you have any of those platforms besides Facebook, please feel free to go there and check it out. So let's talk about commencement speech. Why am I doing this? When I graduated high school, long time ago, when a lot of us did, commencement speeches were the same kind of thing. You get somebody up there and they would talk about follow your dreams and do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, and all these kinds of things that we talked about, that they told us that the future was ours, and you just go for it and live your life and live every day and don't worry about tomorrow and just live and enjoy life. And since then, it has become pretty obvious that that is not what people should be doing. So if you're a graduate from either high school or college, the next 40 years is going to look a lot different than the last 40 years that a lot of us have experienced. So this commencement speech, even though I don't have any university to give it to, I'm giving it to everybody. This speech, I hope, will give you an idea of what you got looking forward to for the next 40 years. So, first thing, find your passion, but find a job that pays the bills. And we used to say, again, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, not many people can get paid for sitting on the couch with the remote in their hand. That's what we love. At this point, you have to find a job that pays your bills. It may not be the perfect job. It may not be what you want to do, what you want to spend the rest of your life doing. But you got to find a job. You got to support yourself. You have to be able to pay your bills. You can't spend 5 or 10 years jumping around. Because here's the thing. The idea of finding a job, working there for 40 years, and then retiring with a gold watch, that's not realistic anymore. It's just not realistic. More than likely, you will probably bounce around between jobs, not by choice, but because companies are doing layoffs, downsizing, right sizing, surplusing, all these great words for it, but it comes down to a simple point. They're laying people off, and they are doing it regularly. They're doing it constantly. So you find a job that can pay your bills, and then you want to pursue your passion, you want to pursue your dream, fine. Pursue it while you have a job. You know, you can't afford to spend 5 or 10 years finding yourself and sleeping on people's couches. Okay? Chances are when you retire, Social Security may not be there for you. And that was one of the things that we all count on, is, you know, having that Social Security. The way some politicians are talking, they're trying to take Social Security away from us. So in 40 years, who knows what you'll have? You may have nothing. So don't count on it, okay? That'll be my second bullet. But for right now, find a job that pays your bills. Don't be surprised if your first job is not your dream job. It may not be, okay? But we're not talking about, see, this commencement is not for those people. There's a group of people who will find their passion, find a job they love, and they will be able to have a great career. And there's a lot of people who probably won't. This is for the rest of y'all. So again, don't be surprised if your first job is not your dream job. You have to start somewhere. Don't quit a job just because it's not your perfect job until you have another job. You know, don't come with that attitude unless they are doing something illegal, immoral, or physically harming you. That whole idea of I can't do this job. I can't deal with these people anymore. I'll just go find something. It's not that easy. Okay? Take it from somebody who was out of work for over a year with 2 degrees. And there are people every day. Does it sound like I'm trying to scare you? Yes, I am trying to scare you. Okay? I am trying to scare you because you graduate college, you graduate high school, you got that degree in hand. It doesn't guarantee you a thing. Once you have a job, you do what you can to hold on to that job. If it's not the job for you, then you go find another one. But try not to quit that job until you have another job. Okay? Another thing, young people, don't start bouncing around a lot. Same on the same thread. Don't get this idea that, you know what, I just want to go. I don't like this job. I don't like my boss. They make me come in every day. I'm going to go. And all of a sudden you've had, in 2 or 3 years, you've had 2 or 3 different jobs. Okay? Because you just don't like the setting, you don't like the commute, whatever. Because at some point in an interview, you're going to be asked, well, you know, we see you've been working 4 years, you've worked for 5 places. Why have you left so much? Well, I didn't like my boss. You know, I didn't like the work atmosphere, so I just decided to leave. Because they're looking at you, again, remember I always say how job search is like dating? They're looking at you going, well, if you left that person, what's going to stop you from leaving me? Why should I give you a chance? Why should I onboard you and do all the training and things that we'll have to do to get you up to speed on this job when you might come in one day and decide you don't like the color of the curtains and just be out? Okay? So try not to job hop. Granted, if you find yourself in a situation where you're being laid off regularly and you have to job hop, then that's a valid reason. But just because you don't, you know, my point is this: finding jobs is not as easy as it used to be. Learn to play the game. Corporate America, whether you're in the office, whether you're in the field, wherever you are, working from home, corporate America is a game. It is a game. Okay, just like life, it is a game. Learn how to play the game. Okay, learn the game. Two eyes, one mouth. Do more watching, more hearing, and speaking. Okay, learn to play the game, corporate America. Don't be so quick to gung ho. Take this for the rest of your career. You come into a new situation, a new environment. Don't be so quick to want to change the environment until you find out why the environment is the way it is. Okay, don't be quick to just jump up and I'm done, I'm leaving. Find out, understand it. Understand the environment before you start trying to change the environment. So again, find your passion. Nothing wrong with finding your passion. But find a job that pays the bills. Okay? If you graduate in college, chances are you probably got a lot of student loan debt right now. Or a little bit, or some. Okay? which leads me to my next point. The next thing is enjoy life, but save your money. If you walked out of college and you got some student loan debt, trust me, the government will find you. Okay, and they want their money. They want their money and they will get it. You can file bankruptcy, you can do all you want. The student loan debt does not disappear. So you will always have that student loan debt until you pay it off. So now, what do? Enjoy life, but save your money. See, back when I was in my 20s, the big thing for people in the 20s to 30s was going to the Bahamas on vacation. And I knew people that went to the Bahamas every chance they got. They would go to the Bahamas. Oh, just nice little vacation getaway. But they weren't putting away money. Okay? And later in life, they're like, oh yeah, now I'm trying to play catch up. Okay? Enjoy life, but save your money. It sounds crazy. From the first check you get, your first job, the first check you get, start putting something away for your retirement. Chances are the company you work for will have depending on where you work, they may have a 401k plan where they will take the money for you out of your check. Do it. You think that 40 years, like I got time to save, you will be surprised how quick that 40 years will go by. Okay, and it's not a lot of money. You don't have to save $5,000 a week from your first check. Chances are you're not making $5,000 a week. A little bit. The way it works is you save a little bit and you keep saving it over the years. I read somewhere, I think if you save $25 a week or $25 a paycheck from the time you're 22, by the time you're 65, if you get something like 2% interest, you will have $1 million. Now, I say, I can put it in the bank. No, the banks aren't giving you 2% interest. The banks are giving you along the lines of 1/10 of 1/2 of 1/3 of a percent. Okay? So that's why you can't do it at the bank. Okay, oh, ice cream truck. Wow, between Christmas and New Year's, an ice cream truck was coming. Wow. Anyway, back to my point. Save your money. I'm not saying live like a hermit. I'm not trying to tell nobody to not enjoy themselves, but set guidelines for yourself. When I started working, my guidelines was the law of threes, because the third of your check will go to taxes. You can't do nothing about that. I tried to put about 1/3 of it into retirement, and I tried to live on 1/3. I lived under my means. That's my goal. That was my goal. Live under my means. I'm telling you, when you first graduate, first thing you get that first check and you're looking at it, it's like, ooh, all this money for me. And maybe you're living at home, or you're living in an apartment, whatever, but you don't have a lot of bills. Take advantage of not having those bills. If you have some debt, if you have some school loans or credit card debt, get rid of it. Pay it off. Pay it off, all right, with that excess money you got before you go out and add new debt. I mean, yeah, you may need a car. If you need a car, go get a car. But when you're 22, you don't need a $40,000 car. Okay, you don't need a $40,000 car. Okay, live under your means. There's all kinds of outlets nowadays. You can get a very good car for $12,000 to $15,000, even less. Okay, get your car as your transportation. I used to work in a garage. Worked in a garage for 9.5 years. Sears Auto Center, about to go out of business. Whole nother story. I love cars. Love cars. But for me to have a $70,000 or $80,000 or $90,000 or $50,000 car right now in my life, I'm not there. I love cars, but I have other priorities. When you are first graduating from college, you got other priorities. Trust me, you got other priorities. Get a car that's going to get you from A to B. If your friends don't like it, if your friends joke about it, okay, I read my goal statement for 1999 fam, and I was once close to debt free. Now I'm trying to get back. Amen, amen, Jillian. And saw that Sierra too. Thank you. You don't need that. You don't need flashy new clothes. Okay, you got to get clothes to work in. Most places are business casual. You get a couple of pair of casual outfits, some jeans, some collared shirts or blouses or whatever, ladies. That's all you need. Okay. It feels good to pay less, ladies. Just remember that. It feels good to pay less. But don't run out and just start spending your money because you got it. You friends want to go to happy hour? Fine. Go once in a while. Enjoy yourself. You don't have to buy the first round every time you go to happy hour. Okay? And if your friends, one thing you will learn is there are a lot of people who are keeping up with the Joneses, who are trying to keep up with the Joneses, who are trying to show off that they have this and that. They at a very young age they've achieved. You know, you see these rappers in the videos and they got these fly houses and they dripping in gold and bling bling and all of this. And these people are broke. Okay? Your generation won't remember, you know MC Hammer as a name. We remember MC Hammer. We remember MC Hammer made $30 million one year and thought he was going to keep making it and didn't, and ended up like broke is a joke, but that's a whole nother book. But my point is, again, if you live at home, if your parents allow you to live at home rent free or reduce rent, take advantage of that. Use this time to get yourself stable. Get a car that you if you don't have a car, get a car to get back and forth to work, but don't go out and get a $30,000 or $40,000 flashy, shiny new car. Because one thing with cars, I love cars, you drive off the lot and the car depreciates like 30% from the time you drive it off the lot. It's not worth it. And you're still paying for it, okay? Your goal is to get debt free. That is your goal in life, to get debt free, okay? So don't just start accumulating a lot of debt, okay? I know it's fun. Credit cards are easy. The reason credit cards are easy, there's a reason for that, is they want you to get into debt. Yeah, it's just easy to swipe that card for stuff. I don't want a big screen TV. I want to go on vacation. Okay? And then all of a sudden you realize, oh, wow, you know, I'll just pay the minimum on the card. And then you look at how much you're going to pay. You borrowed $1,000 on a credit card and you pay the minimum. By the time you pay it off, you probably pay $4,000 or $5,000. So what? It's down the road. Trust me, down the road comes faster than you think. Okay? So again, you don't need a new car every other year. This is not just for graduates. This is going through life. You don't need a new car every year, or every other year. You don't need one. You don't need a new wardrobe every season. Okay? Keep up with the Joneses if you want. You'll be going broke, and the sheriff will be at your door 2 days after he's at the Joneses' house moving their stuff out. Okay? Use coupons, people. Use coupons. You want for your groceries, use coupons. They put them out there. Nobody uses them. That's why they put them out there. And they say, well, we gave you this 40% off coupon. Nobody used it, but 3 people. Those 3 people used it. Use coupons. Learn how your money works. Learn how to invest. I know it seems like a daunting task. It's not. It's not rocket science. Understand your money. Learn how to budget. Learn how to build a budget. You guys got the internet. We didn't have that. We had to go to the library, look up the card catalog. You know how hard it was to actually find an article in the card catalog? That's a whole nother story. But you guys can just Google stuff. Anything you want to learn. This is the thing about society nowadays. Anything you want to learn, anything you want to learn about is on the internet. Anything you want to learn about for free, somewhere on the internet, somebody's telling you. Learn how to invest. It's not rocket science. And here's the thing. You learn it once, you know it forever. That's the thing. You don't have to relearn it every year. You learn it once and you know it forever. Okay? So learn how to budget. Learn how to invest. Learn how to balance your checkbook or your debit statement or however you want to do it. Learn how to cook. You don't have to eat out every night. I ain't gonna say no names. Learn how to cook. Even if it's just cracking open a can and pouring it in a pot, learn how to cook. You don't have to cook 4-star meals, but let me give you some advice. And this is from an old player. People, you want to impress a woman or a guy, cook them a home-cooked meal. Bam! That's all I'm going to say. It ain't got to be great. You cook somebody a meal, we'll leave that one alone. But anyway, live below your means. Okay, live below your means. When I used to work at a company, whenever they gave the annual raises, what people could do was they could take their raise and take it in a lump sum. So say if you got 3% raise, you could take your raise in a lump sum. And then your check would stay the same, but you got a big chunk of money all of a sudden. And people take it and run with it. We just had Black Friday, Black Friday last month. You know what people do? They buy the stuff on Black Friday, because they won't get the bill till the end of December, and they can pay it with the bonus they expect to get in January. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that. All them people that are buying stuff on Black Friday, that stuff is still on sale. The same stuff they bought the day after Thanksgiving is still on sale. Okay? And ain't no lines in the store. Okay? Be smart. Like I said, live below your means. Don't count on Social Security. I said that up front. Do not count on Social Security being here. I'm not saying it's not going to be here. I'm saying I don't know. Okay? So don't count on Social Security being. You're going to have to count on yourself. Save your money for a rainy day. A rainy day can take a rainy day doesn't look just like rain outside. A rainy day can be loss of job. A rainy day can be a medical crisis. A rainy day can be a marital crisis. Okay, those can be rainy days where all of a sudden you have to come up with a bunch of money or you have to spend a bunch of money. Okay, save for that day. If it doesn't happen, cool. Save it for your retirement, then spend it freely. But save your money for a rainy day because they do happen. Okay, on the job side, be an employer attractive. What does that mean? Your resume, we call them resumes and cover letters. Your resumes in LinkedIn or whatever, keep it up to date. Keep your resume up to date. Keep your LinkedIn profile up to date. I'm not saying you got to go to LinkedIn every day. I'm saying once a quarter, take an hour and go out there and update your profile. It's better to have people looking for you when you don't need a job. Because here's the thing, job search comes when you least expect it. And it's nothing like freaking out because you just lost a job and now you got to run around and update all this stuff and start looking for a job. As opposed to you're working, your resume looks good, your profile looks good, and you have people constantly reaching out to you to hire you. Okay? That's a good feeling when people are reaching out to you to hire you and you don't need a job. That's the best position to be in. So keep your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is free. Now, right now LinkedIn is the Facebook of for grown folks, as I call it. But that's where employers are going to find employees. In 10 years, it might be something else. Whatever it is, keep it updated. Okay? Am I trying to scare you? Yes, I'm trying to scare you because I've been there and I've seen people there. People who never expected to be surplused or out of work, and all of a sudden they're out of work and they're scrambling because they haven't updated their resume in 5 or 6 years since they've been with the company they were at. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, they're out of work. And now they got to find a job. Okay? On that point too, keep learning. Okay? Keep learning. If you have a job and they will give you free training in something relative to that, learn it. Take it. Because once you learn something, you learn it once, you know it forever. And a lot of people don't take advantage of the free learning that employers give. Take advantage. Keep your mind active. Go back to school. Some employers will pay for you to get more degrees. Take them up on it. Well, I want to sit back and relax, and I don't want to spend my evenings in night school and this and that. And you know what? Here's the thing, y'all. Y'all got it easy now. All of y'all school is online. When I went to school, when I was getting my master's degree, I had 2 jobs. I had a full-time job and a part-time job, and I had to go to class 3 hours twice a week. Not sit in front of a computer. I had to go to class. Okay, I had to go sit in a school till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Okay, so there's no excuse to not get an education, to not further it. Okay, because I guarantee you, when you get older, see, as it is now, a lot of job descriptions will have, when you apply for a job, it will say on there, little checkbox, do you have a degree? They don't care what you got a degree in, do you have a degree? It's better to have a degree and not need it than need it and not have it. Okay, so I'm fortunate. I work with people, and I'm not exaggerating, with people who got 5 and 6 and 7 degrees. They just like learning, and they're out there just like learning, and they got degrees and all kinds of stuff. I'm not saying you got to be that bad unless you want to, but if your employer offers you free training, take it. Okay, take it. Because one thing, when they look at who they're going to lay off, and I'm telling you this is a fact, sometimes employers look and see who has taken different classes. Okay, if you haven't been taking classes, you will be rated lower than somebody who has been taking a lot of classes. So again, take all the training that they give you. Get in the gym. You ain't got to get all buff like me. No, let me stop. You ain't got to be super bad, but you want to be healthy. Stay healthy. It's easier to stay in shape than to get in shape. It is much easier as you get older to stay in shape. And you don't got to go and run crazy miles and lifting for 4 and 5 hours a day. Don't do that. But get some exercise, even if it's just walking around the block. Get some exercise on a regular basis. I'm sorry, and this is going to hurt some people's feelings, but when I was in school, let me tell you something. A long time ago, we ain't had no muffin tops. That wasn't even a term. There was no such thing as muffin tops. Now, y'all, everybody got a muffin top. Really? Okay, I'm just keeping it real. We didn't have no muffin tops back in the 80s, okay? We had big girls, big dudes. We had no muffin tops. So, get in the gym, stay in the gym. Or just keep yourself active. Keep yourself, even if just walk around the block once a day. Walk the stairs once a week. Keep yourself active. Eat right. I'm not saying you got to be a vegan. Not saying that. But I'm saying if you spend all your meals at McDonald's, you're going to have trouble. There was a documentary called Super Size Me came out about 10, 12 years ago. This guy, he did 8 meals or 3 meals a day at McDonald's for a month. His body shut down. Okay, he got high blood pressure. He got diabetes in 1 month. All right, he had some like erectile dysfunction. You don't know what that is? Look it up. Yeah, that'll tighten you right up. But seriously, remember I said learn how to cook? Learn how to cook vegetables. Vegetables are your friends. But eat healthy. Don't just go out there and eat anything. Okay, work on your social graces. Look, social media is cool, but that don't teach you social graces. Learn how to talk. Learn how to communicate. Learn how to carry yourself. Learn how to adjust how you act based on the situation you're in. You know, you might see these athletes and they get on an interview and these people in their 20s and 30s and they talking all like this. They got a couple of million in the bank. They don't need a job. Okay? Learn how to communicate. Okay? Expect the best but prepare for the worst. Enough said. Expect the best but prepare for the worst. Now, don't give up on your dream. You know, remember I said your first job might not be your dream job? Don't give up on your dream. You may have to take a different route to your dream. You know, you want to be this, you want to be that. You want to be music educator or whatever. You may have to take another route to get there, but that doesn't mean you'll never get there. It just means you have to take another route to get there. Okay, so don't give up on your dream. Get involved in your community. Get involved in your community. I'm not saying you got to be an alderman, but go to city council meetings. Understand what's going on in your community. Okay, but get involved. Okay, be aware of what's going on. Okay, I guarantee you, we always focus on the president and the vice president. The local city council impacts your life more on a day-to-day basis than the president. So get involved, stay involved. Help someone in need. Help somebody in need. I'm not saying give everything you got to somebody, but help somebody in need. There's going to come a time when you're going to need help. Okay, when you have an opportunity to help somebody, help them. Talked about don't blow out your credit cards. It's easy debt for a reason. It's easy, but it's still debt, and you never get rid of it. Your credit rating will have more of an impact on your life. Your credit rate, that you may not even know what the number is, it will have more an impact on your life than a lot of things. When you go to get a loan for a car, for that car you want, they look at your credit rating. That will determine what your interest rate is, which will determine what your payment is, which will determine how much free money you have every month. When you go for a house, your credit score will determine what interest rate. Same thing. Okay, I think jobs will start looking at credit ratings as well. Probably some already do. Don't just blow your credit card. Oh, I made a mistake. Yeah, well, you know what? Before you make a mistake, don't do it. You don't need every set of Jordans ever made. You don't need a 60-inch TV in your living room while you're eating ramen noodles. Okay, you don't need it. Okay, live wisely. Finally, find someone who shares your financial goals. Okay, you want to fall in love with somebody who is your friend first. Because I guarantee you, when all that hot and heavy stuff gets cold and light, it'll be the friendship that will keep the relationship going. It will be the friendship that will keep your relationship going. Not the hot and heavy. Hot and heavy is good until your bones start cracking. Okay? Find somebody who shares your financial goals. You ain't got to be on the same page, but y'all got to be in the same book. Okay? Once you establish that y'all are in the same book, then go forward. But talk about it. Talk about finances. Talk about money. Talk about everything. When you meet that special someone, talk about everything. Any the embarrassing things. If you still wet the bed, let the person know. They're going to find out sooner or later. Let them know if you got any issues, health issues, whatever. You know, you got a thing in your background where you killed somebody and buried the body and nobody found it, tell them. No, don't tell them that. But find somebody who shares your goals, particularly your financial goals, because those are the things that can really hurt a relationship. So that is the crossover show. Again, this show is going to be on Facebook Live, Blog Talk Radio, iTunes, YouTube, and Spotify. It's going to be in both the feeds for Secret Math of Money and the Bunny Slippers, our Evil Job Seeker show. So with that, everybody, have a very safe and happy new year, and we will talk to you again. Take care. Bye-bye.